Welcome back to the class. We are currently in our third and final match of this 5v5 season. It'll be the last one for a long time, and just I guess a heads up for anyone who continually watches the videos, I will actually be out of country for probably the next month, so I am going to try to be continue with the GAC videos or videos in general on YouTube, but I wouldn't expect too many of these really consistent GAC ones. So with that being said, we do have this match today, so this is going to be a fun one. We're actually up against Gertie, and this is a person we fought 2 weeks ago. One of the issues, though, for us, we won last time, is since then our opponent, he has unlocked Jabba. Not only has he unlocked him, but he's put him on defense. So looking at his overall account, he does have quite a few advantages on us. He has 300 more relic levels than we do, so that's fun. And then as far as JC Omicrons go, we're actually pretty even here. We have them split in a few different places. Like, it looks like we have Savage and he doesn't. And then on top of that, we have better mods than he does too. But as, of course, he has profundity and we don't. So I would still give the advantage to him, just like the spreadsheet would, with him having a risk rating of 70. But there are some things that we have that are redeeming. Like I said, we beat him last time. So Jabba's there, but Jabba just might not be everything. I didn't change my defense too much versus this guy, but we have to beat his Emperor Palpatine Mara Jade. And actually, we kind of picked on him last time for this Datacron, because this one doesn't let Mara Jade shock, and Grievous runs over it really easily. We also have to beat his Lord Vader. This one's going to be troubling. Last time he got stupid good RNG on it. I don't think it's going to happen again. Malgus is probably going to have to be a C or something. And then Jabba, I don't know what we're doing. I've thought about Vader a little bit. We botched that last time. There's so many variables with the new Jabba team. I don't know the team or the kits that well. Radis is there. Qui-Gon, so I have to pick one of them to Bad Batch and do something with the other. And then we do have Raylo as well. We didn't have to battle Raylo last time. But then again, neither did our opponent. So that being said, let's get to the whacking. And here we go with the battle. So we have a plan coming into this, but if I'm being honest, we pretty much need every single counter to work for us to have a really good shot here. So we open up with Seals versus Dash. This is not a great counter. Like, this is something we are needing to use out of complete necessity of we have no other way to get a full clear against our opponent. And as you can see, it goes very poorly. We've done this once before and it's worked. That being said, the last time we did this, we didn't have to fight with Queel on the team, and Queel adds past the 40% health and protection to Vader, which I think really was the deciding factor here. Last time we were able to kill Vader pretty much outright, and then with counters and stuff like that, we were eventually able to kill Dash, and that obviously just doesn't happen here, and we get obliterated. So that didn't work at all, and I'm trying to like ration my teams here as we're going through. I'm like, okay, so Seed needed to beat Malgus. Maybe Qui-Gon Jinn and Bounty Hunters. Maybe they can clean up Malgus. Like, I've done that before. It's not a great fight. In fact, it's a very sketchy fight, but I think I have to do that because I don't have anything that's going to beat Dash. So we take in C here. This is honestly pretty reliable, and the main reason being we can link Dash almost immediately, and once we do that, he stops critting, and you'll notice in this fight, his damage goes down drastically. Like, Dash hits really hard, especially with the bonus turn chron, because it's 100% extra damage when he gets those turns, and he's just not like he's struggling to kill like Dengar and Embo on AoEs, which if you're wondering why they're here, I wanted more meat shields for C, and I didn't have any other Sith, and they had to be over R5 because I have the 6% Datacron, which rest in peace, I guess. So it worked. Obviously, we were able to get Dash out. We had to annihilate him, which I don't regret at all. We did our second link here, probably was not correct. We should have done IG and Queel because Vandor ended up eating it, which means we couldn't use the special there to kill both of them. So this battle went like a whole minute longer than it probably should have otherwise. One neat thing is Dengar can call C to assist, and because he's the only one there, he does quite frequently. So that was fun. So now we have to use our Jedi versus JML, or our Jedi versus Rey. And this fight actually is, at least in 5v5, is going to be pretty consistent across the board. One thing I do like to do here, we probably didn't even need this serious of a Jedi team. Like, I don't think we need a Jedi Knight Revan for this to work at all. But one thing I do like to do with this Rey Ben team, kill the sides. We're eventually going to have to do this dance with Rey as well as Ben Solo in regards to how we have to kill them because they have all these special limitations. And it's a lot better to do that in a 5v2 situation. I don't want to leave this 5v5 and start doing that juggle immediately. And that's a little bit different from we used to how to play Rey, because there was honestly a lot of option to kill Rey first before Ben came into the game. So we have to switch our mentality here a little bit. So what I'm trying to do now, well, I guess it doesn't really matter what we do now, because we need to get Ben. Actually, no, it does matter. We need to kill Ben now, because Rey is at her 50%, which means he can die. So I'm trying to kill him, and it might be just a little bit fruitless, even if we can't kill him. I don't think we can. I think he's tanky enough, and with lifeblood on him, even if we call in someone really strong, their mitigated damage isn't going to do enough. So this is probably fine, because the issue is, even if we kill Ben there, as soon as Jedi Master Luke takes a turn, it's gone. So now, again, we have to play the dance here. We have to get Rey below 50% health so that we can kill Ben, and we're not quite there yet. So I don't really know why I held the ult. I think I was doing it so that I could reuse the specials afterwards, but I don't think that was necessary. So this is good. This is very good. Rey's at 50%. Ben's not looking too hot. Kill Ben while hitting Rey, and then get our 58. Unfortunately, General Revan stays dead. So again, we could have used a different fifth there. That was not necessary. So like I said before, we don't have C for this team now, so we have to take in Qui-Gon. And this is not super reliable, and in fact, it's much less reliable when Malak is on the team, because what we need to happen is we need Qui-Gon Jinn to eat it while Jedi Anakin is not feared. And that's really hard to do with both Malgus and Malak on the team. So we keep getting these turns with Jedi Anakin. We're holding our AoE just because it's not gonna do a whole lot. We need it to wipe out characters. So now this is the big moment. Qui-Gon Jinn ate it. We're still within 2 turns, which means Jedi Anakin has this huge bonus damage. He also has Foresight, which is even more damage. So I'm really counting on this killing Talon, Bastila Fallen, as well as Darth Revan, and it does. It just drops all 3 of them. Doesn't kill Malak. I guess that was asking for too much. But now that team is much more beatable by, say, bounty hunters that can just come in and kind of annihilate both Malgus as well as Malak. But while that's happening, we're going to go ahead and take in our SLKR team versus Lord Vader here, and misplayed this, and I'm not even sure if we would have played this correctly, this would have worked, but you can see that armor got a cooldowns increased, and from there, the match is over. I even thought of, like, if we could have revived her after she died here, everything would be fine, and that actually happened in another battle someone made a comment on at one point, but when you revive armor, even if she comes back without the stacks, which she's pointless now. So one thing that we could have done to make this a little bit better, but really we would have just been opening up another opportunity to lose, is we could have poked first, removed the frenzy from Maul, and then he wouldn't have increased armor stacks. The only bummer with that is then Zombie is no longer taunting, and Thrawn can just fracture armor. So poking was probably the right move, but that was not a guaranteed win from that, essentially that misplay. So we're still alive, but it's kind of laughable because we have to enter our ults prematurely pretty much every time, which isn't sustainable. And then, yeah, Lord Vader's just going to get to a point here where he is just going to kill us. So we do one more swipe just to see if we can get a little bit more. Unfortunately, Maul dodges, so that keeps us from getting our ult for 2 turns. And I'm a little worried right now that Lord Vader's just going to one-shot us here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go into the ult. And I really hate 82% because it's so close. It's so close to almost being 2 turns, but not quite. Yeah, so we're able to get our 1 there, and Maul just kind of goes crazy on us, which doesn't really matter. We end up killing him, but while that's cool and all that Maul is dead, it doesn't really do anything for us, because the one that actually need to be dead is Crew and Thrawn, so that we can come in with Fennec Bam and just be fine. But yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and beat Qui-Gon. We're gonna go ahead and guarantee we at least get the top 2 walls. And yes, we end up coming in with this immediately, and this goes pretty well for the most part. We're able to not land the stun, they get tenacity up on Jedi Anakin, so that part wasn't ideal. But we do end up taking, we do end up getting him down, and we get blind on him several times, so he just keeps whiffing. And even if he wasn't whiffing, the basic on Wrecker can tank the basics pretty well. So we get our 65 on there. Things go really well. And now, this is actually really bad. So a lot of people have made comments on my videos before of like, they're always really glad that I don't leave out like the misplays or the losses. This is one that I would really like to leave out. So we just, so badly misplay this. For whatever reason, I thought I was using Aurra lead for contract, and we just completely abandoned contract. We had like 3 opportunities to get it by hitting Jinn, and stupidity, just didn't. Just really what it was is we weren't paying attention. And now they've got a taunt up, and we're gonna lose this one. So this is, yeah, this is not good. So yeah, we're still surviving things for the most part, but we just can't really get contract. And now they're about to get to their ultimate, and once they get there, pretty much everything we have is gone. And I'm a little worried about ripping the buff off of someone, because we're just gonna give them like all the stuff, and then yeah, of course they get to their ultimate, and everybody almost kills them and dies. And now we have the healing immunity, and because they killed my Mando, I can't ignore taunt and just snipe out Adrad. So we have to go after what's his face. Get turn meter here, which I guess that works, but yeah, this is not going to, this still isn't going well despite what it looks like right now. So almost making the recovery. Bossk did take enough turns, luckily. We started to get our kills, but we still have to deal with these two. Once they kill Zam, there goes all of our bonus stats. They revive Biston, and really what I should have done probably somewhere around here was honestly just stopped attacking. Once we realized that we didn't have the firepower to kill them, this is the issue, is Jin's eventually just going to get enough turns that she's going to start reviving. And yeah, we should have just honestly timed out, because now not only do we have to deal with Jin and Adrad in the cleanup, but we're going to have to deal with Cassian and or anyone else. Like, I should have even stopped here and let it time out. But yeah, again, this match was this battle specifically was a series of bad decisions that were 100% preventable. That battle did not have to go that way. On the bright side, we get to use Wampa now, so Wampa will do perfectly fine. We do have the Datacron from set 3 that is also gone, and that's probably the Datacron I'll miss the most, is where he gets, I think it's 2% max health damage for every debuff. So every single time one of these dots is hitting our enemy, they're taking extra damage on top of that, which is really the reason that we're able to kill Adrad before he gets to 100% ult. He gets quite close, but he doesn't get there, so we get our 46 and move on with our life. So now we need to try, we did this last time, and it didn't go over very well, because we misplayed. If you want to know how that goes, watch the last video, I guess. But we're going to try to take in Vader versus this, and I really don't know what I'm doing in this matchup. Comments are fully welcome, but he has a level 9 Scarif or Scando Datacron, so that's fun. And I'm trying to figure out how to make this work, because the way Jabba works is Merciless Massacre can't target him. And Chrysanthemum has a revive, so I'm trying to... Yeah, I did not play... this one we did not play well, but this one at least I can blame ignorance. The last battle, that was just... I was flat out misplaying. But what we probably should have been doing is basicking Chrysanthemum and trying to get him down early, because if we can kill him first and the others can kind of hang around, then we can keep getting dots, because the issue with Chrysanthemum's revive... he essentially cleanses all the dots, and they just keep coming back. So yeah, we start killing the sides. We should not be killing the sides. Chrysanthemum needs to die, because he'll have a revive, he'll come back, and then we have to deal with him all over again. Because if we can get it down to just solo Jabba, Vader can eventually just keep culling and culling and culling, and eventually he'll just go down. But as you guys can see, this is not really the case here, and we don't get Chrysanthemum before all the allies are dead. And now we're gonna be able to kill him once, but as you can see, we're gonna have to deal with the revive here. So that's not super fun. We at least did put the taunt on Dark, although I guess that doesn't matter too much with Jabba. And then yeah, Chrysanthemum's back, and not only is he back, but he doesn't have the, I think it was like 50 dots that he had before that we're just gonna eat at him. He's completely dot free, which is not good, because we can't do a whole lot with Merciless right now either. Because Jabba can't be targeted, so we can't get him with it. So really kind of a bummer. And Jabba also has dodge in his master, which is fun. I don't think that was really the deciding factor in this match, but yeah, we're learning. We're figuring out what we're doing. But at the end of the day, this is still a pretty hard matchup. So yeah, I mean, we're even running low on time, all things considered. And again, we go into Merciless, can't target Jabba. So I'm like, all right, we might as well just try to cull him and see what 50 dots do. And with him being R8 wasn't enough. I guess he would have to be something like super low, like, I don't know, R5 or something to get that to work. But honestly, with the amount of time, I don't think they have the firepower to kill us with that team either. So maybe a Vader could have eventually worked up the amount of dots, but with 10 seconds on the clock, and yeah, we don't really have enough to keep it. Again, we can't even target Jabba. So we end up timing out there. Again, we're learning with that counter, but it's getting there. So now we have to use our Rebel Burner team here against Executive. This is the last time we'll ever have to do this. We have officially unlocked Profundity, so this is just going to be a very natural transition for me, where we're just going to keep using Rebels here. The Burner worked perfectly for the most part, so now we can go in and take our actual Rebels here with Akbar, and we can just try to get everyone down. So this one is very dependent on getting the assists in the very beginning here. So we do get one assist. Unfortunately, we don't get the second or the third one, though, and that's, we can get a dodge in there, so that's not great. Because I really to get anywhere, Xanadu Blood needs to be dead, and they land target lock, so we can't call in Cassian and just erase everything. All right, so let's see if we can get Wedge, see if we can get lucky with buff immunity. We kind of do, we kind of don't. We do land the buff immunity, but we don't, we do crit him as well, so Xanadu goes into hiding, and now I'm like, okay, maybe we just take this opportunity and kill Houndstooth, because if Houndstooth goes down, this team is a lot easier to manage, even if we lose the fight. So they get contract pretty much instantly, which is not great. But we have a big enough hit coming for Houndstooth. He probably just dies. What I don't want to do, though, is a few of these characters don't have strong enough hits to actually kill Houndstooth. They just give him more protection up. And then in 3 turns, they kill my 3 Rebel sides. So it's unfortunate, but we are at least able to come in and get rid of Xanadu Blood as well. So now whatever has to clean this up is just gonna be super easy, because it's literally just 2 of them, and I guess Slave One will probably come, but no Houndstooth is very, very easy. So we come in with our Malevolence now versus their Empire. This fight has been done a lot of times. The only way we've ever lost this is just by an absurd amount of dodges, and we don't even get all the assists in the very beginning, and TIE Bomber still goes down. So that was pretty nice for us. And yeah, I mean, this fight just kind of runs its course. We always call in Spy. Whoever he marks, we delete, whether that be Vader or the TIE Prototype. Doesn't really matter, at least to my experience here. Don't get our assists, even though people, like, weren't dazed, so that was annoying. Yeah, then Shuttle comes in, and Shuttle always delays things, and especially Shuttle makes sure that the enemy capital ship gets to their ultimate, so that's going to be annoying to deal with, especially with Thrawn here. So we're gonna lose Hyena. Luckily, Spy is able to zap what's-his-face. And now we're gonna get this weird thing where we're gonna have pretty much a Geo fleet. This will go after Vader. I think I'm a little fickle here in the end about who we want to kill. Try to get the stun on what's-his-face. Doesn't land. Probably should actually just hit Vader. That would have killed him, I think. And yeah, now we're in this kind of weird situation. But we get our ult, so they're dead in the water now. There's nothing they're gonna be able to do. We go ahead and nuke their whatchamacallit, and then everyone else pretty much just falls over. So overall, pretty solid win there for our Empire team. Now we have to take our Radis in to clean up what is left of the Executor. Again, like without Houndstooth, the Executor folds pretty easily, like it should. I mean, most fleets, or really even most teams for that matter, they need their designated tank to really get anywhere. So we go right after IG just because he's kind of the easy kill here. That is not Slave One. In fact, it's a much easier target than Slave One. Reaper, who just comes in and dies. So that was pretty cool of him. And now we have to deal with just this lone one left. I mean, this should be pretty easy, honestly. Yeah, they didn't even get to Slave One. We knocked him out so quickly. So good on you, Radis. Really like having a cleanup fleet. And we come in for last but not least, our Finalizer versus their Radis. And this fight's just annoying. And I feel like you don't have the setup right here, because I feel like our first like 5 moves are just pointless, because we always go right after the tank, kind of because we have to. And then the heal is always right there, and it just makes literally everything we did for naught. So, and I mean, he even has crit immunity now, so that sucks. Yeah, just trying to control him, and now we have our Silencers dazed, so that's not fun either. That's actually really bad. If First Order could have a cleanser, that would be pretty cool. Malevolence almost tanks my entire team, or not Malevolence, the Millennium Falcon almost tanks my entire team, so that's a bummer. Slave One's about to keel over, as he does, but then, of course, he does enough damage and gets enough health steal back that he's already back at 100% health, so that's fancy of him. We do need to start killing people, though, because if we don't, this is just going to take forever. So we decide to pass a turn to the 2 of them rather than just the 1 of them. Silencer gets his 100k hit in there, and from here, it's pretty much game over, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Go ahead and get turn meter by basing the tank, and yeah, we just keep on giving turn meter. 200k hit now from our Silencer. Hitting pretty darn hard. They kill our tank really easily. Those exposes, they translate pretty well to this match. But ultimately, it's not enough for the opponent, as you can so obviously see. They've only got the 1 left, and he's not going to survive much. So we do end up losing the match, like, pretty badly, too. Yeah, obviously I saw where we struggled. I guess we don't really need to show that. But our opponent, he did really well. And again, we fought in this guy before. He has, and his roster's improved more than our has since we last fought. So he did kind of have the upper hand. We just didn't. We had one major misplay with Bounty Hunters, just completely crapping the bed on that one. But then there were just some other fights that didn't go our way, like the SLKR versus Lord Vader. That was a pretty important one. And yeah, but again, props to our opponent. I don't want to take this away. He one-shot, I think, almost everything but Savage. Yeah, he did. My Gear 12 trio team with Savage is the only thing that looks like got a hold. So that's pointless, but also kind of funny. Yeah. Oh, it looks like Tarkin held. Tarkin keeps holding. It's fun. Okay, I'll take it. But yeah, overall, that's how we did. We saw how those ended. So that is going to be it for today, guys. As always, remember to like and subscribe and stay awesome.